All right, Mitch with I-95 Muscle here. Gonna do a walk around on the Regal so you can see exactly what you would get as soon as it came off the transport truck. So start with the rear quarter and walk around. It's outside, so a lot of stuff should show up. This is a shadow side. And I remember mentioning a little bit of body rust, so that is what we'll start pointing out with, and I guess I can use a key for some relative sizing, but that is the infamous G-body rust, and it's not on the other side. Here's the weather stripping I was telling you about. Right here it's cracked, and then this piece that goes up with the window has cracked. So this one screws into the inside of the door, and this one just pushes on and pulls off. The interior, like I said, it just doesn't show up on camera very well, but it is in really good new shape. I wonder if I open the other door from the other side if it'll look a little better. Headliner is new. It is suede. It's not the 80s material that tends to drop down and hang on your head. Doors shut and are straight, they don't sag. Front. Here's the wheels. You a chance to check out the tire tread down there. Here's the other side. I guess there is a little bit of rust. Let me move my shadow, but it's not as the other side. Weather stripping again. See if the interior shows up a little better. So the third brake light is not mounted to the rear deck. It is in the car, but the bracket is not. There's a little bracket that will bolt straight into that hole and hold the taillight in place. I think it's a pretty common part through all 80s GM cars. Got an 86 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, and it seems to have the same third brake light. So probably pretty widely processed part. Do a start up here. So the gauges on these cars, these are aftermarkets on the pillar, but this boost gauge works and shows your vacuum. The oil pressure works properly. The fuel, just like most 80s cars, is probably about 1/8 of a tank off from where it's really at. I think it's a little closer to full than it shows here. There's your mileage. Now the animatronic tachometer is inoperable. It does not show with the RPMs. I guess that's why they put an aftermarket one in. And what's cool is your animatronic boost meter does work with little orange lights. Might be hard to see in the daytime, but you can see that spool up and it matches the boost meter on the pillar. So all that works. With it being a limited T instead of just a Regal T-type, you're gonna have a column shifter and a bench seat. makes it really rare, as opposed to the T-types that come with bucket seats and floor shifter. So we'll pop the hood. Here's a exhaust note for you. Looks like might be a little indentation right there behind the hood ornament where people shove the hood down. Hood struts so it stays up on its own. I think that's stock on those cars. And as far as our motor goes, of course that's your big turbo. This looks like the only piece that is aftermarket. Under here it still has the shoebox intercooler right there. Everything else seems to be somewhat stock. Under here you might notice that this wastegate prop rod is threaded. I'm not sure if that is standard or aftermarket. I'm not an expert on these cars, but I do know more than your average guy. So the air conditioning is already cold if it's on. Doesn't look like it's on. So we'll turn the air on. And see if I can get you some sound of the exhaust here. Really straight car, body lines are good on it. Doesn't look like it's ever suffered damage. You can see the paint job's about 3 years old and they did just paint over the stickers. But that's about as straight as a G-body 80s frame and body that you'll see. You can see the air conditioning has already condensed up and it'll be ice cold inside. Yep, already cold. But that is exactly what would come off the transport truck. No surprises. That's everything I can find on the car. We'll go back through and look at every nick I can find. And the video is already going on 9 minutes, so it won't take long. So here's a good look at the hood indentation where somebody has probably just pushed here when you don't really have to because the latch is over here anyways. There's a chip. Here's the crack I was telling you near the grill. We'll focus there. And looks like it's about 1.5 inches long or so. These are not rust, this is just something from a tree. Bumper looks good. There's a little bit of a chip right here where somebody probably putting the bumper on or so has rubbed it. Nothing there. Let's see, it looks like there's a small chip right here. And check on the passenger side. I don't see anything over here other than the rust we already talked about. And I think that'll pretty much sum it up. Thanks for watching.